This show is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find the other great shows on the network, head over to thedeluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hold on, stop.
Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
Okay, Boomer.
Damn millennials. Wow.
Did not know that. Even flirters who are obviously mentally ill. You want to be my wife?
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick.
What is going on, and welcome to Take on the World with
Nathan Blaze
and Mike D. We are here once again. Don't look at the table because it'll give up our topic for today. We want to talk about some other stuff first.
Yeah. No peeking. No peeking.
No peeking. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, good job. You didn't peek. Oh, you know what? You can watch our video on Spotify.
Yeah.
Crap. If you're listening to us on anything but Spotify, good job. You didn't peek. So, little bit of housekeeping up front. We are on the Deluxe Edition Network,
No, wait, really?
and that's deluxeeditionnetwork.com. It's just a group of podcasts that get together and help promote each other. Great group of guys, and gals. Don't want to leave them out. We chat online all the time and find different ways to help each other out. So check out the Deluxe Edition, deluxeedition.com. On the Deluxe Edition Network. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Every month they have a podcast of the month, a spotlight podcast. That's what I was trying to think of. I mixed the two together and came up with Spotcast.
Nice one.
Heavy Metal Journeys is this month for September. Now we tape kind of out of order, so if you're listening to this in October, it might be something else. But what you do is you go to deluxeedition.com, you go to the podcast of the month, and you'll see who it is there. Right now, as we're taping, it's Metalhead Journeys. They do music reviews, discover new music, mostly in the heavy metal genre.
Okay.
Which is one of my favorite words. They give their honest opinion on music. Whether they like it or don't like it, they'll let you know. But boom, there you go.
Okay.
Podcast of the month, September 2022, Deluxe Edition Network, Metalhead Journeys. Now, speaking of Deluxe Edition, the Deluxe Edition podcast, which is done by my friend Casey, interviewed the writer, director, producer, videographer of an independent film. And because I love to support independent works,
Yeah, and usually they're pretty good, at least.
yeah, mom and pop stuff, I like supporting the local stuff. So he interviewed the guy that did The Ghost Lights,
Okay.
an independent film. So you and I decided we were going to watch the movie. We purchased the movie. We watched it.
Oh, hold on. What do you mean you and I? You decided that we would watch it.
Hence, we decided. Because if I decide, we decide.
Okay.
So pull that a little bit closer, so you know to lean in.
All right.
You make me nervous when you lean forward,
Okay.
like you're gonna fall off a chair.
Maybe
I don't want you to fall off a chair.
Okay, I'll stop leaning so far.
All right. Anyway, so we watched the movie, and I think for a extremely low budget film, it was done okay, pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I enjoyed it. I think there was a little, I'm just gonna be honest because that's me. I think there was some faux pas in the writing, maybe.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was not a bad movie. I liked the story. I liked we both got the same vibe.
Yes, we did.
From part of it, which was pretty cool because we both looked at each other like, "Oh my god, that's like pop, 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 pop." And I don't want to spoil for anybody. I'm not gonna review or talk about this movie too much, other than if you like to support independent films and local mom and pop businesses. You know, I'm not sure where this guy's from, but I know he took his own money and made this film.
Yeah.
And then I guess he did an go for some of the post-production stuff and the music.
Yeah, the music.
And I enjoyed the music in it.
Oh yeah, the music choice was nice.
So the money was well spent.
Yeah.
Anyway, check it out. I will link it below. I will also link Deluxe Edition below, as well as the Deluxe Edition Network. I'll link his interview of this gentleman below. I'm sorry, I forget his name. I almost forgot the name of the movie because we watched it a week and a half ago.
Yeah, a little bit behind.
But and I've watched like 20 movies since then. So
more than 20, I guarantee.
I watched one last night that I think you should watch. I think you'd like it. It's it wasn't Moonscape. It was Moonfall. Moonfall. That's a good movie.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It's very unrealistic. 100% unrealistic. However,
movies are
for a sci-fi film, space alien type thing, I enjoyed it. So, anyway, so maybe we'll watch that again sometime.
Okay.
I'm Kyle Curtis Flett. You like to talk about movies? So do I. I'm on YouTube where I do interviews, reviews, rankings, live streams, unboxings, and much more. You can also catch me on Facebook or Twitter at Return of the Living Flett. I have huge passion for what I do. I love talking about horror. I love talking about movies in general. And with that being said, keep on streaming.
Now, you and I, have been doing a series of
Where'd That Come From?
Where'd That Come From? And we have talked about the origin of words and phrases. We have talked about Coca Cola. We have talked about Pepsi Cola. And today we are going to be doing RC Cola, Royal Crown. And I find it interesting. And I know you haven't seen all my research.
Yeah, I haven't seen all of it.
I know you've done some of your own. I know you have watched some videos on this.
Yeah.
So I find it odd how all of these companies are so intertwined throughout history.
It sort of makes sense because with competition, but it goes so much farther than just that.
It's on a personal level at some point. And
yeah,
this story is on a very personal level. So we are enjoying some RC Cola. Mine is not adultized because I'm on call this weekend, so I cannot adultize. But we have our RC Cola here, so.
And I've got my.
And they're in our official Take on the World. They are supposed to be beer tasting mugs, but this is a soda tasting mug today.
Well, hold on. Let me kidify mine. There we go.
So I've actually always liked RC Cola, but often I've forgotten about it when I was drinking a lot of soda. I don't drink a lot of soda anymore. Actually, of these episodes that we've done, I've drank more soda than I have in years.
Past long as I can remember.
However, when I was younger, I grew up in the 70s and 80s. RC Cola was a thing. Like, it was, if you didn't see a Coke or Pepsi sign, you saw an RC sign. Or a 7-Up sign.
Now, that's in contrast with how I have grown up, where it's kind of off-brand Coke.
Right. But they've done taste tests with this, and we'll get to that, but I think it has a very different taste from Coke.
Agreed.
It's considered some people consider it a generic soda, and it's not a generic soda.
No.
So RC stands for Royal Crown. They took on the RC moniker when so many people, instead of saying Royal Crown, just said RC. So they accepted that as part of their moniker. So the other thing is, and what people don't know is, Royal Crown Cola, it could be one of the most influential and innovative soda companies ever.
Yeah.
they did a lot of things first before other people done them.
Yeah. It seems to be a trend that we find out a lot of these companies, we look back, they're the first to do a lot of things.
And it's because these companies have been around for so long.
That's fair too.
So I love the fact that there's a connection between RC, Pepsi, and Coke.
Yeah.
And one of the things that connects them is both Coke and RC were started in Georgia.
They were both in Georgia.
Yeah. And Pepsi was Carolina? I don't remember. Go back and watch our last episode on the history of Pepsi Cola.
Yeah. Come back and correct us. Tell us where Pepsi started. Please do.
The RC brand roots go back to 1905 in Columbus, Georgia. The South and Georgia in particular seem to be a hotbed for soda innovation back in the day. This was invented by Claude Hatcher. And he came up with this soda, a soft drink, they call them, pop, in some parts of the country. What had happened was, Claude Hatcher and his father were part of a grocery store. So it was Cole Hampton Hatcher Grocery Store. The Hatcher family brought the other two partners out and made it a sole proprietorship in 1903. And they were a wholesale grocery store. So not only did they sell to the public there, they also sold to other grocery chains.
Okay.
So I guess a lot of like what we would consider bodegas and stuff in the cities, there were little stores in every town.
Yeah.
And that's, so they would sell to those little stores and distribute to them. So they bought in bulk from Coca Cola, the Coca Cola syrup. Then they would resell it to pharmacies and grocery stores and other stuff. So they were purchasing a large volume. And Hatcher went to the local representative and said, "Hey, we're buying a lot of soda." And he goes, "Yes, you are. You're making me rich." He didn't say that. I'm making that up. But
he probably thought that.
He probably thought that. And he said, "Well, I think we buy so much that you should give us a special reduced price. In turn, we could sell more because we could purchase more, and we'll push that product." And the distributor said, "No, I don't think so. We like what we're making now."
Yeah, they don't want to risk their money.
But honestly, this was a stupid idea, like the Coca-Cola distributor.
Oh, yeah.
Because he could have gone on, continuing to supply him with Coke stuff, and this guy would have never been a competitor.
You see, Coke's probably already gone back and invented time travel and went back and fired that guy. We're living in a decaying time.
Oh, not a paradox. Or a paradox. So, the distributor wouldn't budge on the price. And Hatcher said, "Well, if you don't give me a better price, I'm just not going to sell your stuff anymore. And if I don't sell your stuff anymore, everybody we distribute to doesn't sell your stuff anymore." And Coke said, "Well, let me think. No." So, I guess there was some bitterness and hard feelings on both sides. And Hatcher determined, "I'm going to develop my own soft drink formula." He didn't want to make it a direct knockoff of Coke, but he wanted to come up with his own formula, something that people would like.
All right.
So, in the basement of his grocery store.
That was the basement of his home, but go on.
No, it was the research I saw said basement of his grocery store. He began developing products to compete with Coca Cola. So, in 1905, Hatcher launched a Union Bottling Company in his family's grocery store. His very first product launched was
RC.
no,
Oh, wait, no, it wasn't. That's right. It was a ginger ale.
that's right. It was Royal Crown Ginger Ale. It was an alternative to the caramel-colored Coca Cola that was, and formerly cocaine-laced Coca Cola, which was a bestseller. This was a more clear, effervescent, highly carbonated drink. The drink, with its regal-sounding name, proved to be quite popular. And it was soon followed by some other flavors. They made a Royal Crown Strawberry and a Royal Crown Root Beer.
I'd love to try that root beer.
Don't know that they still make it. Well, you know
Probably
what? RC is in the stores. I know you can get RC in cans, and I'm pretty sure they have RC, the other flavors.
They might. Probably just have to look.
You got to find someplace that sells RC in cans, and it's usually cheaper. Like, if someone's paying $2 for a bottle of Coke, a bottle of RC might be 75 cents cheaper.
Yeah. And for a good while, honestly, I preferred the taste of RC.
I actually still do. There's a dryness in it that I like.
Yeah.
That you don't always get from Coca-Cola. So it wasn't long before the Hatcher family, Hatcher and his father, ditched the grocery store gig and became full-time soda bottlers. Now, I think when we did Coca-Cola, they didn't actually get into bottling until a little bit later than this.
No, they didn't. I think you're right.
I think they didn't. They thought the money was in the soda fountains.
Yes. That's right. That's right. I remember that.
And so they became a bottling company, which means they were bottling their soda then. And their bottles were kind of unique too. So I have some pictures of them. Let me pull them up quick while we're sitting here. Oh,
All right.
I forgot I closed that folder. I do not have. Okay.
What?
I lied right to you.
How could you?
You know what happens.
I'm gonna cry.
Well, go ahead and cry. I'm used to it. So, they wanted another product, so they came up with another product. And they came up with and developed Churro Cola.
Churro Cola.
Which was a cherry-flavored cola. That product was so successful that they changed the company's name to Churro Cola. So it was no longer the Union Bottling Company, it was Churro Cola. And they focused on that cherry-flavored cola. It grew the company into a legitimate soda maker at the time. And they put him in direct competition with Coca-Cola, which is what he wanted.
Exactly.
So, back then, Coca-Cola's success, as with the success of anything, will bring up competitors trying to either mimic or knock them off their platform. So at the time, other companies trying to capitalize on that success, and soda came out called Candy Cola.
Candy Cola.
A soda came out called Cost Cola, which was both with K's instead of C's. Coke-Ola.
Coke-Ola?
Coke-Ola. And there was a movie that came out in 1915 called The Birth of a Nation, and it featured some imagery of the Ku Klux Klan. There was a soda company that wanted to attract people who were suddenly interested in the Ku Klux Klan, which, thank God they failed.
Yeah.
And they made a soda called Cola. So, as you might assume, Coke wanted to protect their name.
Especially
against a racist piece of shit, white hood wearing, cover your face and hide because you're a piece of shit company like Clue.
Hey, what you drinking?
Coca Cola. I know I don't try. I try not to get political, but fuck you if you're a racist. Moving on. So Coke wanted to protect their market share and their name, so they filed more than 500 copyright suits.
500. That's a lot of people trying to imitate you.
More often than not, they won their suit, and either the company had to change something or shut down altogether. So Chiro Cola found itself in Coca Cola's crosshairs, and they were sued. Hatcher fought the lawsuit for several years, simultaneously building Chiro Cola distribution to more than 700 franchise bottlers.
While in the process of being sued.
The problem was,
What a trooper.
in 1921, Coca-Cola won that lawsuit based on the court agreeing that the cola was Coca-Cola's copyright. So they had to drop the cola from their name. So they would have to change the name of the soda to Chiro. And it just was not catchy. So, Coke may have had a little bit of a point with their thing, but cola derives from the cola nut, and they used a C. I don't know why Chiro Cola just didn't make it Chiro with a K Cola.
Yeah.
Maybe that was part of the lawsuit. I don't know. I don't know the details. But there was a huge drop in sales. Like, it went down to shit.
Yep.
So by 1924, Hatcher made soft drinks that he called Knee High, which, now you watched MASH with me.
Yep.
We recently got a service that has all the MASH chronologically, episode by episode. So we're kind of binge watching the MASH. I loved MASH when I was younger.
And I love MASH now while I'm young.
Klinger's the first Disney princess. Male Disney princess. Anyway, Radar O'Reilly's favorite soda is Grape Knee High. So, they began to make these Knee High flavors, and they eventually changed the company's name to Knee High. And actually, I actually love their logoing. Their where is it? Those were the bottles, the ones with the ridges on the sides.
Ooh.
So I'll put this up for anybody who's watching any place you can watch. If you're listening, you're missing out because.
I mean, it's not over the top, but still a cool bottle design.
It's very different from the Coke bottle. It's taller, and they made a point of the Knee High, and it's spelled Nehi, but it's pronounced Knee High because the bottles were taller than Coke bottles. They were knee high.
That's clever. Okay.
So they made a large variety of flavors: orange, grape, peach, Dr. Knee High, chocolate root beer.
Chocolate root beer.
No, just chocolate / root beer.
Oh, okay.
/ lemonade / wild cherry. Blue cream. They made a Berks County root beer. Now, I looked this up. Now, we live just north of Berks County, Pennsylvania. And I thought, what the fuck? They made what? They did what?
Like, how is this not around here?
How's a Georgia company make a soda for Berks County, Pennsylvania? Well, apparently there's no connection to Berks County, Pennsylvania. However, I just thought it was cool. So, they made a strawberry, ginger ale, fruit punch, pink lemonade, and blueberry. Knee High became the most popular brand for the company, and by 1928, the company was renamed Knee High Corporation. So, now in 1928, you're getting close
to the Depression,
to the Great Depression, and
the Big Sad.
Yeah, the Big Sad. It put a big dent on Knee High sales, as it did for many others. People were not spending disposable income on a luxury product at the time, which was soda. Now, soda's an everyday thing. Kids will drink 5-6 sodas a day.
I can't anymore. I'm off the walls. I'll never sleep.
You never drank 5 or 6 a day.
I drank a lot, though. I did drink a lot more than I do now.
So it hit everybody. So Claude Hatcher died in 1933, and he left the Knee-High Corporation in the hands of the sales director, H.R. Mott. And Mott was known as a shrewd businessman. And what could have been a disaster for the company, the founder dying, turned out to be the opportunity that the company needed. Immediately after Mott took over, he dropped any underperforming drinks from their catalog. Anything that was not a high seller, they got rid of. In 1934, Chiro Cola was reformulated and re-released without the cherry flavor as Royal Crown Cola. So if you put cherry flavor in this, you basically have a Chiro Cola.
Yeah, but like, I even still think it kind of has a little bit of a cherry flavor.
I think it does a little bit too. I think you're right. Man, those bugs bother me. So Royal Crown Cola was released. Over the next few years, sales increased tenfold. Knee-High had a huge victory in 1944. The courts ruled that Coca Cola did not, in fact, have the ownership rights of the word cola. Woohoo! Allowing Royal Crown to become Royal Crown Cola.
Once again, fully complete.
Yes. So, like I said, how they intertwine. So the company was started to stick it to Coca Cola.
Yeah.
Coca Cola got back at them by almost putting them out of business. They turned it around, and I don't know how the second court ruling came down. I don't know if it was from another court case and it set precedents, or if it was Royal Crown and Coke in court. Don't know. But they got the cola back. So Knee-High shoved a lot of money in advertising, television ads. They hired stars like Bing Crosby, Rita Hayworth, Joan Crawford, Shirley Temple, Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball.
Yeah. See, I heard a story. I think it was Joan Crawford. I think Joan Crawford was somehow related to someone from RC. And I could be completely off base here. But I didn't find it in my research, but I think I heard it on one of the videos. And she went somewhere and was promoting RC, and that's was the one of the big chugs forward for him. So the ad campaign, "You Bet RC Tastes Best," was put out there, and it was going strong. Knee-High, it was still Knee-High Company at the time, would have taste tests, public taste tests across the country, and pit RC Cola against Coke and Pepsi, and declared itself the winner. Now, nobody knows the validity of these taste tests. Nobody knows if there was any evidence that they actually were better. I do enjoy. It doesn't taste as sweet, I think, as Coke or Pepsi.
Yeah.
And I think I like that. But
and I think maybe it's that dryness that I might be confusing for that cherry flavor.
That may be the cherry flavor giving it the dryness.
Maybe.
I don't know. So so they were going strong. At this time, they were in the top 4 of soda sellers. I think Knee-High. At one point, if you took all of RC Cola's products and you put them against Coke or Pepsi, RC Cola was winning.
Yeah.
But in the cola category itself, no. Coke and Pepsi beat them out every time. And they had I think at this point they had like a 3% share of the soda market, which is not a lot, but it made them number 3. So they were the first ones to stage such public taste tests.
Oh, okay.
So now we talked about Pepsi. Pepsi did
Yes,
the
they
Pepsi
did
Challenge,
Pepsi Challenge.
and I remember the Pepsi Challenge, and they actually did the taste test. Now, I don't know what the scientific validity of their taste test was. However, most people enjoyed the taste of Pepsi over Coke, and it didn't matter because Coke's marketing was so much better that people still bought Coke.
Yeah.
So, like I said that already. The first time I ever did such a promotion. Okay, so RC Cola muscled its way into soda fountains and grocery store shelves. Now, grocery stores, like Coke will pay the stores, and Pepsi will pay the. Actually, most companies pay the stores for shelf space.
The store doesn't really get to control where they put stuff on the shelves. It's the companies that sell them the products to put on their shelves that get to tell them how to stock
Because
the shelves.
they buy the spots.
Yeah.
Like they buy the spots from Walmart, nationwide Walmart. I want to be front of the aisle, end cap, whatever. And I don't even know how you can make money doing that. Like, you're still selling the product and you're selling a lot of it, but you're taking a lot of that money and you're buying a spot.
Yeah.
And there is a science to grocery stores.
Oh, 100%.
In fact, a lot of grocery stores, we just talked about this. I talked about this with someone the other day, how they'll pump smells into the grocery store. So when you first come in,
So that's actually, is that real?
some of it's real, some of it's not.
Okay.
When you first come in, there's usually a bakery in the front of the store,
Yeah.
or right near the front of the store. So that smell from that bakery comes up, and it releases endorphins in people's brains, and they're more likely to buy a baked good. There's a good video out there. His Food Theory. He does the science of grocery stores, and I enjoyed that one. So if you want to check that out, he talks about them pumping the smells in too.
Huh.
So anyway, so they were getting more shelf space. The Royal Crown innovations did not stop there, though, because in 1954 they became the first company to nationally distribute soda in aluminum cans.
Royal Crown did aluminum first.
Nationwide distribution in aluminum cans.
Huh.
Shortly after, it began selling soda in 16-ounce bottles, which was an alternative size for thirsty fans. In 59, they changed their name from Knee-High, and it became the Royal Crown Cola Company. So, around this time, there was a doctor at a sanitarium hospital that was... You're dripping right out your straw.
Am I?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Was looking for something, a soft drink. Here, give it to me. Was looking for a soft drink for his diabetic patient. And he came up with a drink called No-Cal. He started making diabetic drinks for diabetic patients, and then he saw that there was a much wider appeal for that product than just diabetic patients. They started with ginger ale and black cherry sodas. They expanded to chocolate, root beer, and cherry. I have never had a chocolate soda.
Neither have I. That's the second time we've heard. I kind of want to try chocolate soda when we're done. I'm gonna go see if I can find one.
We'll have to look for one and travel for it if we have to. So, in response to the company's success for No-Cal, in the mid-50s, RCB secretly began to develop its own diet soft drink recipe. One that would appeal not only to diabetics, but the entire nation, that was increasingly calorie-conscious consumers.
Okay. I don't know where that went, because don't pay. Well, some people don't really pay attention to what they put in their mouths anymore.
Well, there's I know people who Like, even when I drank soda, I usually drank Diet Coke.
Okay.
And it's a big joke. Fat guy like me goes in, gets a cheeseburger and a Diet Coke. I just like the taste of Diet Coke better. Coke was just too sweet for me. So anyway, while other food companies were continuing to push everything sweet and salty and delicious, RC recognized there was a budding demand for healthier choice. After a few years, RC came out with Diet Right, a drink that the company would believe would be a breakthrough that it so desperately needed. It needed that push to get over the edge. Test markets confirmed the appeal of Diet Right. One in South Carolina saw supermarket managers clamoring for the product. In Greensboro, South Carolina, where they had been running a poor third behind Coke and Pepsi, they actually had a grocery store manager get in their car and chase down the RC trucks to get more Diet Right on their shelves because they couldn't keep it there. It wasn't just because it was nearly calorie free, but it was nearly calorie free and tasted strikingly similar to the real thing. They were using a sweetener called cyclamide.
Cyclamide. Okay.
Or cyclamate.
Cyclamide.
Cyclamate.
One is probably deadly and poisonous and kill you. The other is sweet and sugary tasting.
It's odd you should say that because Coke and Pepsi were completely caught off guard by this success.
As many others probably were.
Yeah, they had nothing in the pipeline to compete with it. It was another year before Coke released Tab, which also had cyclamate in it. Pepsi responded with Patio Cola, which was aimed at female consumers, and it was later rebranded as Diet Pepsi, and also had cyclamate in it.
Just hearing the name Patio Cola, I can kind of see the marketing that they were going for with it.
You know what's funny? We did Coke, and I don't think we mentioned Tab.
We did not.
We did Pepsi, and I know we didn't mention Patio Cola, because when I saw this, I'm like, what the hell is Patio Cola?
Yeah.
So a bunch of other companies responded with their own diet soft drinks. However, RC was the first, and the whole time that all these companies were clamoring to catch up, they were gaining market share. And they really, really grew in market share because of Diet Right. So there was a Lolo Cola, there was a Culo Cola, and Bubble Up.
So close to Coolio.
Yeah, so close, but not. In 1965, Coke came out with a citrus-flavored diet soda called Fresca, which you can still get today.
I recognize the name Fresca. I think I've had it once, twice, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not. The lag in the release from these other companies gave Diet Right a huge head start. They were scrambling to build up. They were scrambling to find their product while Royal Crown was building up their market, and no one caught them. Until, well, late in the 60s, Royal Crown owned 10% of the soda market.
Ooh.
But the diet soda market, they were far ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
So RC's percentage was far from dominating, but it was a respectful figure for a company that was poised for further growth. Not bad for a company started in somebody's basement.
Not bad at all.
So in the 60s, it began the slow trickle of studies suggesting that cyclamate was hazardous. In 1964, a study linked cyclamate, I don't know what the fuck it is anymore, cyclamate to cancer in animals, and raised the possibility that it could have adverse effect on humans. But the authors stopped short of linking the sweetener to a specific condition like cancer or birth defects. The Royal Crown president then, W.H. Glenn, dismissed the studies as nothing derogatory, and other manufacturers echoed that sentiment. As the decade wore on, however, the studies became more specific claims. In 1969, a decisive blow against cyclamate came in the form of two studies. One claimed that a chicken egg injected with cyclamate resulted in deformed chicks. while another found rats given doses of cyclamate showed an increase in developing bladder tumors.
Ooh, yummy.
When these studies came out, the diet soda industry collapsed overnight.
Yeah.
So, there's a law in the books, and I forget what the name of the law was, that basically said it doesn't matter at what dosage or strength, if something causes cancer or something, it has to be removed. So whether it's a granule that they put in something that could cause cancer, or more than you could take in your lifetime that could cause cancer, it needs to be removed from the market for safety.
Yeah.
The FDA had no choice but to remove its generally recognized as safe classification on cyclamate. The diet soda industry instantly went in a tailspin, plummeting from 20% of the market to less than 3%. Manufacturers had to reformulate their drinks and tried to reassure customers, but people get gun shy. They hear something like that and like, come on, I'm not drinking that.
Yeah, no, I'm not drinking that diet soda. It gives you cancer.
Overnight, the diet soda craze came to a standstill. After a few weeks, the company re-released Diet Right, this time sweetened with saccharin? Yeah, saccharin. Saccharin? I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I can't pronounce shit. Saccharin. Let's just say saccharin. But the taste had like a metallic tinge to it. It wasn't the same, and people weren't ready to go back to diet drinks anyway.
Yeah.
Eventually, Coke and Pepsi re-entered the market with better formulas for and marketing. Once again, Royal Crown had merely served as a guinea pig for its competitors. So now, there is some conspiracy here.
Conspiracy, of course, always.
According to some, the backlash against cyclamate was a direct result of the sugar industry's meddling and the sugar lobby.
Not the sugar lobbyists.
Apparently, that lobby had paid more than $600,000 for the funding for the study that doomed the sweetener. Both studies are now seen as controversial because it involved exposing animals to much higher levels of the ingredient than any Diet Right or Tab drinker could possibly intake. To give the same amount of cyclamate as a rat in one of the studies, for instance, you'd have to drink more than 500 diet drinks in a day.
No.
Today, cyclamate is widely used as a sweetener in countries like Australia, South Africa, and throughout the European Union.
See, if the European Union uses it, it has to be relatively safe because they have way more regulation than we do.
Scientists around the world say it's safe for consumption, yet as a result of the 1969 study, still lingers. The United States, Japan, and 45 other companies have banned the additive.
Oh.
With the slide in sales, Royal Crown vowed not to put all its eggs in one basket anymore. They were not gonna back one product the way they had backed their Diet Right. And so they decided they were going to diversify the company.
Okay.
So they bought two fruit juice manufacturers, Tex, Sun, and Adams Packing. And in a bizarre move, they bought 7 home furnishing companies.
I'm getting I think this soda thing's getting kind of stale.
Well, maybe they were going to switch out, get out of the business because it was so competitive.
Yeah.
They could make their money elsewhere, but I don't know.
Royal Crown Couch.
Yeah. By the mid-'70s, a quarter of their business was tied up in making mirrors, picture frames, floor tiles, and cabinets. In 1976, RC Cola bought the fast food chain Arby's.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. And they promptly set about screwing that up, too.
Did they really?
They introduced products not typical for a roast beef restaurant. Like, Arby's was always roast beef. You didn't get burgers there.
Yeah, no.
When they bought into it, they started selling burgers and other typical fast food.
That's what made
That's what made Arby's different.
Yeah.
In 1984, billionaire Victor Posner, he was a corporate takeover specialist, bought RC Cola. He owned it for 9 years, and throughout his 9 years, he battled with marketing executives over marketing budget and the general direction of the company. In 1987, the government convicted him of tax evasion, and soon investigated him for insider trading. During this time, as we talked about before, Coke and Pepsi were in the middle of an all-out cola war.
Yeah.
And you would think that cola war would have hurt both companies, but it didn't. It benefited both companies.
Yeah, it only drove them up and up.
There was more name recognition for them than anybody else. With its limited budget, RC came out with some standard issue TV spots showing people chugging from a bottle before pausing to smile in front of a camera. That's it. There was even some mildly amusing ads, including one in which prisoners sentenced to life of Coke or Pepsi snuck cans with bottles of RC into their cells. That's kind of funny.
I sentence you to a lifetime of Coke.
No!
No more Pepsi. No more RC.
Most of the 100-year history of this brand was mostly invisible now.
Yeah.
To the point where when I went over and I saw this over there, I was like, oh my God, they're selling this here? At Dollar General. I'm like, wow. Like, you don't see it you can see it in grocery stores, some of the bigger chains.
Yeah, and you think of it like
generic.
But
it's not. So RC tried to wedge its way back into the fight. After the company got out from under Posner's ownership, it gained a solid advertising and development budget. The first attempt to jumpstart sales was in 1995 with RC Draft, a so-called premium soda made with cane sugar. By that time, everybody's using high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
I never heard of RC Draft.
I thought it was still around because I have. And I swear I've had it.
I don't know. I think it was pulled from the shelves within a year.
Oh no.
So in 2000, Cadbury Schweppes bought RC, then moved it over to its Dr. Pepper Snapple group. Again, how things intertwine.
Yeah.
In the years that followed, RC came out with a few souped up colas. RC Edge, RC Kick.
Edge Kick. What are? I've never heard of them.
A low-calorie RC 10, which was rebranded as Diet RC. None of its new products move the dial at all. It just no. So who drinks RC Cola nowadays?
Well, I do. You do.
In addition to the Southern fans, the soda has a huge presence in Chicago, which is probably why I drank it. Because when I was out there, like, we were always looking for the cheapest thing. We didn't have a whole lot of money, so RC. I know we drank a lot of Mellow Yellow out there.
Mellow Yellow. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
And we drank a lot of RC Cola out there. It's served at Bears games and pizzerias throughout the city, which often give out a free liter with orders, according to encyclopizzeria.com.
Encyclopizzeria.
Yeah. That arrangement began back in the 60s, where the creative local bottler got in good with the local pie shops, figuring pairing RC with a deep dish pizza We generate good vibes. And I love me a deep dish Chicago style pizza.
Yes, you do.
So many Chicagoans have a soft spot for the Underdog Cola. Aside from the Windy City, RC appeal seems to be tied to small towns and times gone by. So nostalgia and little towns.
Okay.
Blink and you missed.
Ah.
In fact, if you go through a lot of small towns, you'll still see the RC sign hanging out in front of stores.
What? Yeah, now that you say that and point that out, I can vividly.
Well, if you travel out towards Jim Thorpe, there's two places along the way. One's a shutdown place, has an RC sign on it.
Yeah.
And one's a place that's still open that has an RC sign on it.
Yeah.
So, for the fans of RC Cola that feel like it's an overlooked, underappreciated soda, it is.
Very much so.
The brand has a huge history, comes from the basement, and there's even a song, and I'm going to link this song on the thing. I can't play it because we'll get a copyright strike.
Yeah, probably.
But
good chance.
we've been sitting here, and we both have a moon pie.
Yes.
So there is a thing down south, RC Cola and a moon pie. So we don't know what the hype is, but when we go off air, we're going to try the RC Cola and moon pie. We'll come right back on. I don't want to chew in your faces. We'll come right back on and tell you what we thought.
Yeah.
So we're going to try the RC Cola and moon pie. I need the bottle because my RC Cola is empty.
Here you go, my good sir.
Now I'm not going to turn nothing off.
Okay.
And we're back. Now we've both had our moon pie and RC Cola.
Yes.
And interesting.
It is.
There is something to it.
There is 100% something to it.
Now, it does not change the flavor of either, I don't believe. But what it does do is if you take a bite of the moon pie, chew it up.
Yep.
And swallow down and just have the remnants of... And you take a sip of your cola, you get a fizz in your mouth that's exhilarating.
Yeah. Not like Mentos and Diet Coke level of fizz.
No.
But you get a fizz.
Yeah. And it's actually pretty cool.
It is.
And now even I'm done chewing now. Let me see if I still get it. Not quite as much. But any place in my mouth where there's a remnant of chocolate or a crumbly cake, I get a fizz.
Okay.
So, glasses up to down south for moon pies and RC Cola. And I wish I could play that song again. We could go out on that song, but we will go out on this. We took on RC Cola. Now you go take on the world. We took on moon pies and RC Cola. And you go take on the world.
Give me an RC Cola and a moon pie, play maple on the hill. I'll catch that freight train on the fly, leave my corn down at the mill. 'Cause I sold my calf for $1.50, so brother, I can pay the bill. Give me an RC Cola and a moon pie, play maple on the hill. Riding saplings all day long, clearing Pap's new ground. But I'll be leaving before long, going into town. I may be just a country boy, but brother, I get my thrill with an RC Cola and a moon pie, playing maple on the hill. pal of mine. We'll dance all night in broad daylight. Will find us going still with an RC Cola and a moon pipe laying maple on the hill. Give me an RC Cola and a moon pie, play maple on the hill. I'll catch that freight train on the fly and leave my corn down at the mill. 'Cause I sold my calf for $1.50, so brother, I can pay the bill. Give me an RC Cola and a moon pie, play maple on the hill. An RC Cola and a moon pie, play maple on the hill.
This show is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find the other great shows on the network, head over to the deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hold on, stop. Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
Okay, Boomer.
Damn millennials. Wow.
Did not know that. Even flirters who are obviously mentally ill.
You want to be my wife?
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick.